This is WBSM On Demand.
Good morning. Good morning. Boy, it's a sunny, beautiful day out there. It is cold, though. It is cold. I've moved to the winter jacket now. We'll be joined by Amy DeCibio from ACT for Wales in a few minutes. Amy's been working out there to protect Nantucket, an island she loves, and the whales and all the sea creatures, right, that are so important to our coast and to our way of living. Now, we'll be joined by Amy. She'll tell us about what's been happening over on Nantucket. She pays very close attention. She's a very bright lady. So that's why we have her, right? We have her on here. The other issue that's coming up, and I think is very important, the new city council president. Folks, you have a role in this. You should, particularly if you give money to city councilors, I don't care if you live in the city of New Bedford, but if you give money to these city councilors to help them have a job being a city councilor, you ought to reach out to them. Give them your opinion on who should or should not be the city councilor. President, right? City council president is just a heartbeat away from becoming the mayor. And whoever you select as your leader is somebody you agree with. That's the way it is. You don't vote for people you don't agree with. So what I understand is Shane Burgo has a number of counselors who really believe in him. And they're wearing the Burgo brand on their backside. They bent over and he put the brand right on them. People like Ryan Pereira. He wears the Burgo brand on his backside. Took that hot poker and branded him. It's a horrible visual, but that is what is happening. Shane Denista. Shane Burgo, the leader of the Shane Denistas. Top Shane Denista is Ryan Pereira. He wears the Burgo brand on his backside with pride. It's a horrible visual, but Ryan Pereira. Now, he hasn't made the politically fatal move yet of voting for Shane. Hopefully he won't do that. But I understand many counselors want to proudly join the ranks of the Shane Denistas and elevate, erect, if you will, Shane Burgo to be the next president of the New Bedford City Council. Now, it's a rumor. It hasn't been done yet. So whatever hasn't been done can be stopped. But I understand maybe even Ian Abreu, local small businessman, is going to vote for Shane Burgo. He's going to bend over. He hasn't done it yet. But he's going to ask to put the Burgo brand right on his backside. And he's going to wear it for the rest of his political career. Something I'm not sure Ian Abreu really wants to embrace. Does he want to be a Shane Denista? I don't think so. Local small business owner, property owner, taxpayer, family man, Ian Abreu. I don't think he wants to wear the Burgo brand on his backside. But that's what looks like he may be doing. Tragedy. Tragedy to see a young political up-and-comer take that left-wing brand and put it right on his backside. The Burgo brand. We know that Ryan Pereira, he wears the Burgo brand on his backside. He's a Shane Denista. But it won't be codified until he votes, maybe even nominates Shane Burgo to be the city council president. Who else will join the ranks of the Shane Denistas for rent control and safe injection sites and stopping entrepreneurs from getting together and starting a business improvement district? Who else will join the ranks of the Shane Denistas? I hope Brian Gomes doesn't, but that's a possibility. Will Naomi Carney, the current president of City Council, wear the Burgo brand on her backside? I don't know. All remains to be seen. And what about the business community? Are they going to speak out on here? Or are they just going to go along to get along? What about the police union? Where are they in this? They're going to just wear the Burgo brand on their backside? Guy who wants to defund the police? But the rumors are flying that Shane Burgo has enough votes. He's made enough converts from his colleagues into Shane Denistas. We know Maria Siesta, or asleep at the switch. She's whipping votes for him. She wants Shane Burgo to be the next leader of the city council. Who's going to go along to get along? I hope not Ian Abreu. I hope not Brian Gomes. But 508-996-05. That's how you can get on the program. Thanks for holding. You're live on the air.
Hey, good morning. So, I'm not voting for anyone who votes for Shane Burgo, that's for sure. And I'm going to instruct anyone in my family, and I do believe they will listen to me, to not vote for any individual, for good reason, I think, because everything that's going on in our country right now and in our backyards, I think it'd be insane, absolutely insane, to put someone like Shane Burgo in charge of the city council. It's the same guy that's marching down Union Street, supporting people that are shouting out negative things about our country and our community. And I think it's absolutely crazy. I don't know where these councilors stand and why. Why are they? Were they promised something? I mean, why would they back this guy, especially right now with everything that's going on? Why would they put him? He's proposing putting people in tents near the dump. And, of course, right near Ward 1, the highest tax-paying community there is in the city. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Absolutely.
I mean, it is astounding when you hear the roster of potential votes he has.
Yeah, I don't want to put the names out there because I don't want to hurt anybody's...
well, they haven't done it yet, so they don't have to do it. They haven't done it yet.
Right. But I'm hearing certain individuals, and I'm shocked, actually, by certain individuals that are going to be backing, this individual. And I think it's such a horrendous move. And whatever they're going to gain, the city's going to lose tenfold. Especially who he's aligned himself with, and the people he's seen supporting, which happen to be losers in the presidency race. And, it's just awful. And that's my opinion.
Hey, thanks for the call, my friend. 508-996-05 so you can get on the program. But you have could be a majority, but it hasn't happened yet. So if I'm a resident of the city of New Bedford, I would tell you to reach out to Ian Abreu, Brian Gomes, Naomi Carney. I think that Ryan Pereira is a lost cause. He bent over and got the brand on his backside. Ryan Pereira, for some unknown reason, Now, he's a young businessman in the community. His family has significant holdings in the community. They're very active in the community. But for some reason, he's got a real loyalty to Shane Burgo, leader of the Shane Denistas. Now, why do I call Shane the Shane Denistas? Why do I call the people that support Shane the Shane Denistas? Well, I do it because he reminds me of the Sandinistas in Nicaragua, the aggressive communists that destroyed the economy of Nicaragua, flooded all the countries to the north to include America with people from Nicaragua, refugees, escaping the communism of Nicaragua. That's why I refer to Shane and his leaders and his followers as the Shane Denistas, right? Because they're a left-wing movement. And I'm telling you, the vote hasn't been taken, but it's coming up. First vote of the new council, which will be the same council, next year will be to organize who's going to be the president. And I'm hearing right now that the Shane Denistas have the majority. And I'm telling you, New Bedford, you don't want to signal that. You don't want to do it as a taxpayer. You don't want to do it as a business owner. You don't want to signal that to the world that here is your next leader, Shane Burgo. It's not a good move, New Bedford. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
Morning, Chris.
What's happening?
Not much. Hey, listen, I hope he gets the presidency. I hope they make him a president of the council. I really do. No?
It'll be good for this program, but not good for the city.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, look what the left-wingers gave us. The left-wingers gave us Trump. If we get Shane Denisa in there, maybe he can give us somebody decent in the corner office and clean house in the council. We'd have to suffer for what? For Trump, we had to suffer for 4 years.
All right, 2 years.
Now with this guy,
2 years. You'd get 2 years, and then you could vote the whole council out that voted for him.
That's right. Instead of 4, we'll only have to do it for 2.
Right.
But sometimes you got to take the bad medicine to clean out the system. But I think that's what will happen. I think the guys that the guys, the council from Ward 1, I think maybe.
Leo Choquette is a good man. Sean Oliver is a strong patriot. Those guys are not going to vote for Shane.
No, they'll stay. They'll stay. But all the other ones will get bounced out of office, I believe.
Hey, from your words from your lips to the voters' ears, I hope that's true. But it's a serious screw up if the city council decides to elect Shane Burgo, leader of the Shane Denistas. We'll know who wears the Burgo brand on their backside if they vote for him. And now no vote has been taken yet, but the rumors are not good. I hear that Ian Abreu is thinking about it, Brian Gomes, Naomi Carney. I think you got to reach out to those people because I think they're still flexible, still reasonable. Those people own homes, property, pay taxes. That separates them from Shane Burgo, who does not pay property taxes. What is the one vote you folks care about that the city council makes? Well, it's the budget. That's an important vote. And the tax rate. Here's a guy that doesn't pay property taxes in the city of New Bedford. How do you elevate that guy to city council president? That's not smart. I'm talking to you or asking you, Ian Abreu, Brian Gomes, Naomi Carney. I know Leo Choquette is not going to vote for Shane Burgo. Not the guy who wants to put a tent city in his ward on the border of Ward 3. I know that Sean Oliver is not going to vote for Shane Burgo. You can count on those two gentlemen. Everybody else, I don't know. I really don't know. Thank you for holding your live.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
You know, General MacArthur, when he said his farewell in front of Congress in his military uniform before becoming a civilian, he warned everybody there and Americans that communism is the biggest threat to freedom-loving countries. And the communists have infiltrated every phase of our government, from federal, state, and even local. You know, and Shane Burgo, he's a commie. He's a puppet of the communist movement. And if anybody on that city council can't figure that out, they need to step aside. This is a bunch of crap that's happening in our nation. Our Governor Maureen Healy is a commie. Liz Warren's a commie. And Joe Biden, yes, because he was in bed with a communist Chinese. Him, his family, and his son need to be brought in front of a military tribunal for treason. All of this baloney stuff that they're talking about, pardons and this, he needs to go to jail. He's a bigger traitor than Benedict Arnold.
Thank you for the call, my friend. Folks, I think that you're going to find that a lot of people who normally vote for Ian Abreu, top vote getter in the city, Brian Gomes, Naomi Carney, they do that to neutralize Shane Burgo. So the idea that these counselors are going to band together, get the Burgo brand on their backside, and vote for Shane Burgo to be the next president of the city council, I find it hard to believe. And I think they will lose a lot of the support that they get. People vote for Ian Abreu because he's against 10 cities. They vote for Brian Gomes because he's against safe injection sites and tent cities. Ian Abreu voted against rent control, and he went around telling everybody that he's against rent control. Now he's going to turn around, and he hasn't done it yet. But I'm hearing rumors he's going to support Shane Burgo to be the president of City Council. How do you tell the property owners you support them and their rights as landlords and investors, one thing, and then vote for Shane Burgo the next time? I think that Ian Abreu is smarter than that, and I think Brian Gomes is more loyal than that to the voters of the city. Than to do that, it's a real betrayal, in my opinion. But you'll have it. They won't. Let's see. Did any of them indicate that's what they were going to do 2 years ago? No. But they'll have to live with it the next election. We're not going to let people forget about it. I think the business community is going to absolutely put some money behind communicating what they've done and who they elevated to all the voters. It's not that hard to do anymore. It's not that expensive. 508-9960. If you're on hold, stay there. We'll be right back. I'm Chris McCarthy, and if you're having a Christmas party, any holiday party, you got to, if you're like me, you're not going to do the cooking, right? If you're like most of us gentlemen out there and ladies, most of us are too busy to do the cooking, right? We're not that good at it anyway. Don't worry about it. Leave it all up to Riccardi's, all right? That's who's going to do the cooking. Worry about nothing. Riccardi's will take care of it for you. Riccardi's is your first stop for the tastiest party platters, large or small, hot or cold. Folks love their antipasto, the baked lasagna, chicken and eggplant parmesan, meatballs and sausage, and so much more. Simply uncover and serve, packaged and prepared for an attractive presentation. Riccardi's Italian Restaurant on Hathaway Road, New Bedford, and on Sconneck Road right here in the great town of Fairhaven. When you see the Riccardi's box, it's going to be a great party. Don't worry. Just reach out to Riccardi's. They'll do the cooking for you. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
You said the magic words a while back, tax rate. What's the tax rate? I'm dependent upon you, Chris, because I can't be there to tell me what the tax rate is in New Bedford and how much is it going up.
So I don't have it at the tip of my tongue right now. It was just voted on the other night, though.
I know.
I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
Well,
I don't pay that bill, so
you can't press a few buttons there and tell me how much did it go? What do you hear? What rumor? What do you hear?
So it's all going to depend on the value of the property. That's what has gone up significantly. So the tax rate has been about stable, but the values have gone up, which is good, but maybe part of the game, you know?
Well, again, I'm dependent upon you for this information, tax rate. And this other thing that I hear on your news about the water and the water bills going doubled. I know the council in the past pays some responsibility for that because they didn't go for a grant. But again, we've got CPA funds. We've got ARPA funds. Why wasn't some of this money used to help with the tax rate and also this water problem? You should take the money and use it for the greatest good, the greatest good for the greatest number of people. And I don't see that out of the top office. I see it being used for friends, for pet projects and stuff like that. So this money should have been used to help us with our tax rate and to help us with the water problem that we've got with the lead pipes. What say you?
Well, I think that, first of all, the New Bedford Light has a great article on the water rate. Hogan wrote it over there, a young guy named Hogan. I think he's young. I don't know. He's a smart guy. We've had him in here for a couple times. I'm going to have Jack Spillane on tomorrow from the New Bedford Light. They're a fine publication.
Good man.
So you can learn more about the water rate all from the New Bedford Light article. But, yeah, my understanding is your water rate is going up or has gone up. Your water rate has gone up.
Oh, my. Gee, again, the mayor comes on your show, says he hears the people complaining about taxes and water rate, and yet he does nothing. He hears, but he doesn't listen. He's the real boss of the city. Shane Burgo can be the boss if he wants to run for mayor, and I'll give him this platform. I'll lower your taxes. I'll lower your water rates, okay? And you're going to get ashamed in Easton because the mayor doesn't move to the middle. He tells you he's listening, he hears you, but he doesn't really do anything to stop this. Everything keeps on going up and up and up and up, And then when you go up on everything, on these taxes and everything, that means, of course, rents are going to go up. It's tougher to get housing. So, I think there's a little poudre de les yeux, powder in the eyes with some of this stuff here. They tell you one thing and they do another thing. And again, that money, CPA funds, ARPA funds, it should be used to do the greatest good for the greatest number of people. And certainly with taxes and water, that would have been done. And that hasn't been done, and that's the top office that's responsible for that. Because, as you said the other day, the city council and the form of government we have has little power.
Right, but putting Shane as a city council president, if the mayor was to leave and early, he would be, in all likelihood, the next mayor. He'd be acting mayor.
He's not leaving. He left a long time ago. What you better watch out is you might create Shane to be a mayoral candidate and go head-to-head with John Mitchell. And again, there's things that Shane...
John Mitchell would wipe the street with Shane
What?
Burgo.
I don't know. He's got his following, too. And again, Mitchell being very aloof, and I'm going to do what I want, and don't bother me, and my way or the highway, you might be creating a monster there that you might be sorry that you get after. Be careful.
Don't blame me.
Well, yeah, Shane Denista. You give him a title. You give him, you give him airtime. You bring up his name. So obviously, hey, who wants to run? Who wants to run? We don't have anybody. Well, the guys in the city council. And then you're going to have the injection sites, and you're going to have the tent city, and you're going to have all that stuff that comes along with it.
Can you believe
you lower
that
taxes.
People like Ian Abreu and Brian Gomes may make that happen?
Well, I don't see Brian Gomes making that happen.
You don't think he'd vote for Shane, do you? I don't either.
I don't think he would either.
I believe in Brian as a good American. I don't think he would do that to the people in New Bedford.
No,
but
I don't think he would. But I think Shane does have a following. It's not John Mitchell's following.
No.
But I think you're saying a heartbeat away. He could be an election away once we can eventually get to election and get rid of this 6-year term, which is a 4-year term, which is crazy. Crazy, because it's a man that you have no control over. He just does what he wants. He likes you when it's election time, but then after, once the election is over, get away, boy, you'll bother me, that sort of stuff.
Thanks for the call, as always, my friend. I think that in an election, Shane Burgo can manipulate his colleagues, or rather, his handlers can manipulate his colleagues. As long as you people don't reach out and tell them what you'd like them to do. In other words, maybe they're isolated. Because maybe what's been happening has been happening in secret, right? The council is Many of them are isolated, and through their own decision, they isolate themselves. And they don't think that the public has any say over what they do. But I think now that it's dawning on people, or I'm explaining it. Remember, this program is heard on AM, FM, also podcast. The audience is enormous for this program. And whether you agree with me or not is not really of concern. I just try to inform you. You do with the information I give you what you want, all right? But the idea that a hardcore leftist like Shane Burgo, who's for tent cities in Ward 1 and safe injection sites all over the city and house, these tent cities, and he wants to seize control of private property and decide what you can be able to charge, right, on your investment property. The idea that Brian Gomes would elevate him to the presidency is hard for me to stomach because I don't think it's true. It hasn't happened yet. Or that Ian Abreu, a small business owner, a homeowner, a father, married with children, is going to elevate Shane Burgo to be the president of the city council. It's hard for me to even get those words out. Or that Naomi Carney, a property taxpayer, a homeowner, a parent. I mean, she's worked for Tom Hodgson. Burgo went out door to door campaigning for the new Sheriff Haru, who fired Naomi Carney, right? Naomi Carney is suing the Bristol County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Haru, for wrongful dismissal and all kinds of other stuff. She wouldn't have lost her job except that Shane Burgo worked so hard as a New Bedford City Councilor to get rid of Tom Hodgson. Think about that. Naomi Carney's now going to turn around, bend over, and wear the Burgo brand on her backside. The man who helped her become unemployed. She's up there clapping her races now at Easton. She had a great job working for Tom Hodgson. She's unemployed because of Burgo. And now he's going to promote him, give him a pay raise. He made her unemployed. How silly is that? How can you vote for Naomi Carney if she can't even vote for her own self-preservation? Thank you, sir. May I have another one? Is what she says to Burgo as he brands her with the Burgo brand on her backside. Absolutely outrageous. She's going to willingly join, slavishly join, the ranks of the Shane Denistas. What's going on? What's happening here? This is crazy. It's crazy. If you've had enough, you want to get out of town, well, make sure your car is in good working order. Bring it over to Mac Auto Sales. They get your car ready for a great escape, right? Great New Bedford business, sponsor this program, 188 Rivet Street, New Bedford, Mac Auto Sales. Get your car winterized. Foreign or domestic, they repair all makes and models. If you need your car to be winterized or tightened up for a long trip out of town to maybe find a new place to live, make sure you go to Mac Auto Sales. You can trust them. Call them up, make an appointment. 508-565-6221. Open weekdays, 9 to 5. They specialize in foreign automobiles. Ask about their aftermarket accessories or their great new-to-you cars, right? Quality used automobiles at Mac Auto Sales. Just the kind of car you need to escape the leftist revolution that's happening in New Bedford. Get out of town. Get your car winterized and fixed up at Mac Auto Sales, a great American business in the great city of New Bedford. Escape the leftist revolution by getting your car fixed at Mac Auto Sales. If you're on hold, stay there. We'll be right back. The upcoming vote, it's going to be pretty quick. It'll be right on us. Shane Burgo possibly for president. Now, there are other candidates out there. There can be other candidates. But I understand that Shane Burgo has a lot of votes. I believe Ryan Pereira has told supporters of his and who are friends of mine that he's all in on Shane Burgo for city council president. He's wearing that Burgo brand on his backside, right? He bent over and took that hot brand, and he loves it for some reason. I don't understand it. I like Ryan. I respect Ryan. I don't understand it. I think it'd be a career-ending move for him. I think he's going to go from a rising star to a failure in politics. And that'll be too bad because I like Ryan. But he's a man and he's going to make his own decision. He'll live with the consequences. But that Burgo brand is not going to disappear, right? It's going to scar over and be there forever. You take that vote, men and women of the city council. We already know Maria Siesta. She's whipping the votes for Shane. She's behind all of this. Maria Siesta asleep at the switch. But you've got to talk to your other council members. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
Chris, a long time no talk. It's been a little bit for me. Yeah, I took the week off last week, so I'm trying to get up to speed. So I connected with you a little bit late on it. So am I hearing? I want to jump to. Did I hear somebody call about the taxes on the property? The property taxes are going to be going up. They already took a vote on that.
They took a vote on it. Yeah.
Okay, so when was that taken? And doesn't the mayor have some say on that? Because remember, I mentioned to you I was going to hold the mayor accountable if the taxes was going to be was going to go up. So, do you know what the rate was? You don't know because you.
I don't know it off the top of my head. I can look it up, and I'll have it for tomorrow. I just don't know off the top of my head. I don't want to give out bad information. You can call Leo, call Ian. Any one of them. You should call Ian and tell him not to vote for Shane Burgo.
Well, Leo's in my ward. Like,
Leo's not going to vote for her. Vote for Shane. But
right, that's crazy. These people are crazy. Yes. Like if you're going to vote for people, the people in the city of New Bedford are going to be. They don't follow. It's the voters. They vote. Don't go out and vote for small stuff, but they'll go out for the president. I don't know what was the percentage of that. Like the people that came out and voted for. Do you know what that was? Like for the presidency of the United States what was the turnout rate?
It was a lot higher than the normal city turnout, as it normally is.
So for something like this, that's very important to the city of New Bedford.
Oh yeah.
Because like I told you, I'm ready to get out of here because if the rates keep going up, the water bill's going up. It's like where are we going to get this money from? Like does it just fall from the sky? I mean, what is this? What's the problem here? So. Like I asked you, does the mayor have any say on what they said about the tax rate going up for property? Does he have a say on that?
So the mayor constructs a budget, okay? And the city council can cut the budget. And then the tax rate is the amount of money between the business and the residents that has to be raised. So they're setting the tax shift, whether it's business or residential, who pays the most. And that is to raise the money to pay for the budget that they agreed with the mayor to put forward.
So the mayor's in on it. He's okay with it.
Well, yeah, because the amount of money that he spends that they acquiesce to or agree to, however you want to look at it, they cut some, and that money has to be raised. And that's what it goes on.
Scratch my back, I scratch yours, I'll agree. So he was on the radio program with you. So basically he lied to our faces when I asked him that if he would agree to raise the taxes, and he said he wouldn't do it. Am I losing my mind here or no?
Well, here's the thing. The mayor doesn't set the tax rate directly. It is, correct. He sets it by spending, and then the city council technically sets the tax rate to make up the funds to fulfill the mayor's budget. I
understand. So basically, he knew this was going to be in the works, more than likely. So on your radio program, he's multiple times told me and you and the people of New Bedford, when I asked him, will you go up on the tax rates of the city of New Bedford? And he said no. The last time he said, no, I won't do that. And I confronted him that at a Ward 1 meeting, and he said it wouldn't happen. So right then and there, he's a big fat liar. These people that you want to vote him as the city council president, Shane Denises, as you call him. These people are nuts. And the people that don't pay attention to what's going on, then when the rates go up, they'll piss and moan and say, well, we'll just suck it up and we'll, be suckers and just stay here in the city. Well, I'm going to find out from Shane. From Leo, what the rates were, and I'm going to figure out how much my taxes are going to go up. Because I already told you I am out of here if these things keep going up, and I'm not sticking around to be the sucker like some of these people are going to stay in the city of New Bedford with these politicians that just want to soak us dry, and it's sickening. And I can't. Lost the words. That's why I took a whole week of talking radio talk with you guys, because it'll drive you crazy, Chris. And so I'm going to hit up Leo and find out what the rates were, and I'll be talking to you probably tomorrow when the mayor's on. Thank you for your time, Chris.
Thank you as always, my friend. 508-996-0500. Look, the idea that Shane Burgo is going to get the majority of his colleagues who you elect to support him to be president is a bad trend for New Bedford. It's a bad idea. And the vote hasn't been taken yet. So I find it hard to believe that Ian Abreu wants to wear the Burgo brand on his backside. Small business owner, property taxpayer. He has the least in common with Shane of anybody, right? Can't imagine that Brian Gomes, again, family man, property taxpayer, is going to elevate Shane Burgo and his agenda to be city council president. You can give him a call, though, and ask them not to vote for Shane and find an alternative candidate. That's the only thing you can do, taxpayers of New Bedford, because the non-taxpayers of New Bedford, they want Shane. He doesn't pay taxes. He's just like them. Stick around. We'll be right back. If you're on hold, stay there. Right? It'd be a shame for them to get the Burgo brand on their backside and have to wear that around for the rest of their very short, likely political careers, right? But we'll see. I know that a lot of active and retired police that don't want to see a city council elevate a defund the policer to the city council presidency, right? So hopefully we can stop this before it ever happens, right? But again, I can't believe that Ian Abreu would even consider voting for Shane Burgo, leader of the Shane Denistas, or that Brian Gomes, who's always been a friend to law enforcement, would vote to elevate Shane Burgo, leader of the Shane Denistas, to a defunder of the police, a builder of tent cities, to be the city council president. Same thing with Naomi Carney. Think about this. Shane Burgo is one of the reasons that Tom Hodgson is not the current sheriff of Bristol County. Look at that vote in the areas where Shane Burgo actively campaigned. The first thing, one of the very first things that Sheriff Haru did was fire Naomi Carney. One of the very first things. So think about that for a second. Here's Naomi Carney. She's going to wear the Burgo brand on her backside. He's responsible for her losing her job. Now she's going to elevate him with a pay raise and serious responsibility. Naomi, come on. That's ridiculous. She's up there clapping her races in Easton for a paycheck now. She's going to say, "Thank you, Burgo. May I have another one?" Make him president? Come on. Call Naomi Carney and tell her, think about your own dignity. Can't vote for the guy that worked to get you fired. It's making me crazy. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
Chris, good morning. Bob McConnell calling.
Bob, how you doing, buddy?
I'm well. Happy post-Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, Chris, would it be okay if I made an announcement for
I would love it if you did.
Okay, Ward 3, New Bedford, newly formed Ward Committee will be meeting at Ryan Sports Bar on Hathaway Road at 6 p.m., where we'll be swearing in a couple new members and discussing Mass General Law, Chapter 52, Section 3, which was forming a city committee in New Bedford. Just because Donald Trump won the election doesn't mean we can rest. We need to fight back against this leftist revolution,
yes,
as you're calling it, and get people to participate, join. I was reading the Mass GOP bylaws, and one of the primary responsibilities of a town or ward committee is recruiting candidates for partisan and nonpartisan local, town, city, county, and state public offices. If you want to see change in New Bedford, please join a committee, get active.
How do people get in touch with you, Bob, if they want to join the Republican Party? How do they get involved? FairhavenRTC@gmail.com is the email address for our town committee here. It's manned not only by myself, but several other members. We'll get back to you right away, or call me on my cell phone, 508-863-0416. Bob McConnell's a great guy. He's chair of the Fairhaven Republican Committee, and he's also on the Republican State Committee. So, he's very active, very knowledgeable, and very nice guy, really. So, Bob, give your phone number again.
508-863-0416. And Ryan Sports Bar, 6 p.m. We'd love to see any New Bedford residents. We're trying to form.
And that is the hotel right there on Hathaway Road, right?
Correct.
The old Whaler, whatever it was, the old Days Inn, that restaurant and bar right there. Easy parking. Head over, see Bob, see all the great people in Ward. I think Phil's going to be there, right? Phil Paleologos?
We expect him, Celeste, Jacob Ventura, and new members joining all the time. We're growing in New Bedford. We're going to have some representation there to fight back against this one-party state system that's causing ruination of our state.
Thanks, Bob. I'm up against the hard break. Bob McConnell, everybody, great guy. Really active, very nice guy, active in his church, great family man, and Go check him out. If you're interested in getting involved with the Republican Party, he and Joanne Hodge can both help you. He just gave his phone number out. So reach out to Bob McConnell. Folks, it's the end of the program. I'm all cranked up. I would love to do another hour, but we got Bill O'Reilly and the great Barry Richard coming up. So